אנחנו הגענו לאירוע חתונה, לשם כך התכנסנו ואנחנו מוכנים לחגוג עם החתן והכלה.
גם אני מוכן!
למה לא אני?
את דוגמנית גם ככה.
Look at these well-behaved children.
2, 3. It won't last. It's fading.
All right, Shimrit Daniel and just the kids. Shimrit Daniel and the kids. Good.
Dan.
Yeah. Okay, I think I've done my duty.
Jonathan, woo, woo, woo. Jonathan.
Good. 1, 2, 3. Look at me. 1, 2, 3. Mix it up. Okay.
Yeah.
We should get a picture with it down. We don't have one from our wedding.
Yes, please.
Record.
DV startup time.
Quick start. Record. קוקו! קוקו! אלה, את חברה שלי?
אני רוצה תמונה של כל הבנות.
מה אתה מסדר לו?
אבא תצלם.
מה לצלם? צריך פה סטילס. רואים רק אותך.
תצלם אותם.
רואים רק אותך.
ועכשיו אני רוצה תמונה של כל הבנות.
שלום.
שלום, מה קורה היום? מה קורה פה?
אני מתחתנת.
אני רוצה תמונה של כל הבנות.
אוקיי. To smile.
Yeah.
Hello, honey.
I told Sarah. No, it's easy. If you need a dog to do something,
Don't move anytime you want to.
they'll always be there. I can do that right now.
אני תמונה איתך לבד.
אוקיי.
רגע.
זה קומבינציה.
שנייה. זה עוד אחת ככה, רגע אחד.
תתרחק קצת.
גם ככה וגם ככה.
מה אתה אומר ביום הזה?
אני נורא נרגש מהחתונה ונרגש מכל המשפחה פה. זה בכלל אירוע מאוד מרגש.
רק אני וניצן.
חוויה?
It's like something's wrong with that tie.
It's only 6
thing.
o'clock.
Something's wrong with the tie.
I fixed it.
You fixed it? It's fixed. Do you have any words to the camera?
Any words?
I said no.
I think Amit ought to stay with his day job, and even though he's a pretty good comedian. I think he ought to stick with his day job. He was pretty good last night.
So, Dana, what do you have to say for the wedding?
What do I have to say? That I'm very glad this is not my wedding, and that I love hanging out with family, and I'm happy that you came to this wedding because now I get to spend time with you instead of last year.
Taking pictures, hi. If you wanted to head up into the balcony, that would be great.
Okay.
All right.
What do we do next?
Going
What's
up
next?
to the balcony for the ketubah signing.
For the bridal party.
הכתב שלנו רוצה תגובה. תגובה.
הכל נהדר.
פאולה, מה התגובה שלך? אסתר, מה התגובה שלך, אסתר?
התגובה שלי היא שזה יום חגיגה מאוד מאוד גדול בשבילנו, ואנחנו מאוד מאוד שמחים, כולנו. שמחים שאתם פה והגעתם.
הגענו, למרות התור פלאזה.
למרות התור ולמרות הגזרים ושטורטג'.
כן.
בואי, מה, אנחנו צריכים לעלות?
וואו.
הרבי, דורית, אלה.
There are a number of things that we're going to do in the next few moments. There we go. That the woman under the veil, hidden under the veil, is in fact the woman that he wants to marry. And of course, many of us know that the reason for that bedecking ceremony is that when Jacob went to marry his beloved Rachel, he was duped. And after working 7 years, how long have you guys been together? 7 years to marry his beloved Rachel. He woke up and he found that Leah, the older daughter, was the older sister, was his wife. So they had to work another 7 years. Okay? Okay, Daniel, you're playing right into what I want to say. So I want you to look into each other's eyes, far beneath the surface, and see the inner person who you have come to know over these last years, who you've come to love, and who you want to share the rest of your life with. Spiritual core in each other's being. There we go. So now, in keeping the tradition, we sign the ketubah. Let's have Shimrit you sign first, and there's room for you to sign in English and in Hebrew.
Okay. I have a question. My new name or my old name?
Your old name.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, man.
Have you been passport time?
No questions.
Camels.
Have you been practicing your new signature already?
Maybe. Beautiful.
Read before you sign.
Should I? I read it earlier.
Let it be known that Daniel can sign his name in Hebrew. As we enjoy a special moment of beginning our celebration of Shimrit and Daniel's wedding ceremony and festivities, we want to pause for a moment to remember Shimrit and Daniel's grandparents who are no longer physically with us, but whose spirit truly graces us in this moment. And we will celebrate with them in mind, and knowing that they will find the greatest joy in this moment. We remember Shimrit's maternal grandmother, Rudy Reisel, grandfather, and Shimrit's paternal grandfather and grandmother, Israel and Sarah Cohen. We remember as well Eli Patgal, Daniel's maternal grandfather. They're with you at this moment. marriage. May you create a home and a family which reflects your specialness, your uniqueness. A home different from that of your parents because separately and together you are your special selves. An ancient Jewish tradition is revived in a modern form. Traditionally, under the chuppah, the bride encircled the groom 7 times, perhaps as a way of shaping out the home that she will build for him. And in doing so, they pledge themselves to create a shield from all of the storms and all of the winds and all of the difficult moments in life, and to find within their home, within the place that they shape together, tranquility, joy, and peace. Daniel, to you, Daniel Evan Black, do you promise to treasure, to nourish, to support, and to respect Shimrit Daniel, as Jewish men have devoted themselves to their lives with integrity throughout the generations?
I do. Shimrit Daniel, do you promise to treasure, to nourish, to support, and to respect Daniel Evan Black, as Jewish women have devoted themselves to their husbands with integrity throughout the generations? Beautiful. Say these words.
So, Kedah, Moshe, Yisrael, this ring is consecrated to me as my wife. In accordance with the laws of Moses and the people of Israel.
Shimrit, I invite you now to place the ring of Daniel's finger and to repeat these same words.
With this ring, he consecrated to me as my husband, in accordance with the laws of Moses and the people of Israel. On the first day of the week,
the 23rd day of the month of Av, in the year 5768, corresponding to the 23rd day of August, in the year 2008, the Holy Covenant of Marriage was entered into here in Brookline, Massachusetts, which is in North America, between the groom, Daniel Evan Black, son of Diane and Chester, and the bride, Shimrit Daniel, daughter of Paula and Gideon. As we share life's everyday experiences, we promise to strive for an intimacy that will enable us to express our innermost thoughts and feelings, to be sensitive at all times to each other's needs, to share life's joys and to comfort each other through life's sorrows, to challenge each other to achieve intellectual and physical fulfillment, as well as spiritual and emotional tranquility. We also promise to establish a home committed to our Jewish heritage and linked eternally to the community of Israel.
The Art of a Good Marriage by Wilford Arlen Peterson. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and to forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et adam b'tzalmo, v'tzelem demut tavlito, v'hitkilo mimenu, baruch atah Adonai, nisameach Zion, evanecha. Baruch atah Adonai, nisameach atan le'havam. Kol sason ve'kol simcha, kol chatan ve'kol kahal, kol mitzcharot chatanim mechukotam, u'narim mimishtem mipinatam. Baruch atah Adonai, v'sameach chatan imacham.
That moon, that day of sadness, is followed by 7 Shabbatot, in which the Haftarah readings are readings of consolation, of hope, and healing. Shimrit Daniel, when all of us look at you as individuals, beautiful, separate human beings,
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yilunecha.
Shabbat Tov. I know that everybody's hungry right now, so I'm not going to talk too much. But two things. First, Gidi said about Kiddush. Kiddush, and the Rebbe said it before. Kiddush, you said, you pray before Yom Tov, before Shabbat, not in the Havdalah. Havdalah is separation between holiday, holy Shabbat, and the rest of the week. But right now, we have a special day. We have Shabbat. This is a holy Shabbat. And now we have a holy week because the couple is going to celebrate. So that's why right now we have the order to make Kiddush. Second, I don't know if you know what is Gematria in Hebrew. Gematria is something that you assign a numerical number to an alphabetical Hebrew. Like Aleph is 1, Yud is 10, Kuf is 100. So when I counted the Hatan, I counted his name, Dan. Dan, Dalet is 4, Nun is 50, 54. So what is 54 in Hebrew? If you say Moach, brain, Mem, Vav, Tet, Moach. No, 46 and 8 is 54. So Dan, where is Dan? Dan, you are a lot of brain, you have a lot of brain. Now we go to Shimrit. Shimrit is much more than 54. And Shin is 300. Mem is 40. Fresh is 200. Yud is 10. And Tav is 400. It means that she is 950. What is 950? You know, Shimrit? I can tell you. If you take the words Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, Yerushalayim Shel Zahav is 950, and you are gold. Then you have Yerushalayim Shel Zahav near you right now. And if you take Shimrit and Dan together, and you hard to believe, but two words, Osher and Osher, happiness and happiness. Both of them will have happiness. Now, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, moreh pri hageben. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Good evening, everyone. Paula and I. Good evening, everyone. Paula and I would like to welcome all of you, particularly the 18 members of our family that came all the way from Israel, and friends and relatives from far off. And friends and relatives from far-off countries such as China, Nepal, by the way of Israel, and of course, California. Thank you all for joining us in celebrating our children's marriage, whether you came from halfway across the world or domestically from the Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, Southwest, or the Wild, Wild West. Over the past 2 weeks, many of us have closely followed the Olympic Games in Beijing, admiring the athletes and their astonishing achievements. Long training and practice in order to qualify. And the competition can be very tough. Number 2, both start off with a band, a spectacular opening ceremony which requires long-range planning by a master of the ceremony. In our case, we have at least 2. 3, the participants are young and competitive. In our case, only one member of the team is an athlete. Daniel ran the Boston Marathon, while Shimrit supported his effort and cheered from the sidelines. In her defense, Shimrit hails from a family of award-winning couch potatoes. To even things out, we are considering proposing a new marathon-like sport to the Olympic Committee. The winner of this sport activity will be the athlete with the highest use of iPhone functions per day, including speaking, text messaging, and emailing. In the Olympics, it's wrestling, and in marriage, it's wrestling with the decision and family challenges. And in the Olympics, it's the marathon. And in family, it's a long-distance rush to help other members of the family in time of need. In a marriage, after we mastered all of these arts, we are bound to receive very precious medals, our children. We therefore wish to thank Savta Esther, Grandma, Granny, and the late Savta Sarah for coaching us parents, so that we can continue the tradition of raising our children for Chuppah and Mitzvot.
Now it's my turn. 2 seconds of bragging. Shimrit is our youngest daughter, and it has been a remarkable experience over the years, watching her becoming a loving, friendly, smart, and insightful young lady. As we recently discovered, she has also become very detail-oriented and a first-class wedding planner. Shimrit, it has been a pleasure to assist you and Daniel in this immense undertaking. We're very proud of you. Before we negotiated the menu with the Veronique, because it's a bit embarrassing, otherwise we would say so much they wouldn't know what we meant. Okay, so Shimrit and Dan, just to finish quickly, we have watched you evolving as a young couple since college. And we've been particularly impressed with how you handled the work in Philadelphia and planning this wedding. You work together as a team, thinking ahead, considering thoughtfully all the options, negotiating, renegotiating, compromising, all these very important skills that are so crucial to a joyful and successful marriage. So we wish you a happy life together, success in your endeavors in Philly and beyond. Mazel tov.
Daniel and Shimrit, Papa and I feel so blessed to have stood under the chuppah this evening and witnessed your marriage. This is the natural conclusion to a lovely friendship that became a beautiful courtship that has now become a lasting commitment to each other. Daniel, we along with your grandmothers, your brothers and sisters, their spouses, and their children have all fallen in love with the wonderful Koren family. We love you, Daniel, and we adore you, Shimrit. Shimrit, you excel in academics. You are driven to achieve. Your family relationships are very important to you. And as importantly to us, you bring out the best in our baby boy. And we love you for that. As the joke in our family goes, even after dating each other for a relatively short period of time, we would say to Daniel, Daniel, Don't make us choose between you and Shimrit. Daniel, Uncle Daniel, Chewy, Chudo, Bach, and Baklava. Those are just some of the names of endearment that we call you. Today you have acquired a new name, husband, and I think it suits you just perfect. Speaking of perfect, did we ever tell you that you were an absolutely perfect child? As the youngest of 6, I could take you anywhere, and I always did. You never complained. You sat at endless PTO meetings, boring teacher conferences, siblings, athletic events, and concerts way too numerous to recount. You sat so contentedly, knowing intuitively when to speak, when not to speak, and when speaking, you knew what to say. All I needed to make certain was that I had with me 2 little plastic bags, one of Cheerios and one of Legos. Anyone who's ever had the pleasure of trying to be Daniel knows why I needed the bag of Cheerios. Just yesterday, actually, Heather said, "We still think he is perfect." Well, almost perfect. We see a person sensitive to the needs of others, a person of the highest moral integrity possible, a person who knows when to speak, when not to speak, and when speaking words, knows what to say. A person who is bright, kind, thoughtful, caring, a rock-solid guide who navigates us. Oh, and by the way, Shimrit, I have a little something to give you that I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
Open my eyes, see your sweet face into the morning, beautiful day. I didn't see the light, I didn't know a day from night. I had no reason to care. Since you came along, open my eyes, see your sweet face, beautiful day. Skies of blue,
Very nicely done. Very nice.
Memorable occasion when I decided to try my hand in a new career. I'm a hairstylist. And can you guess who my first client was? That's right, my darling baby sister. I had such a big job on her hair that as soon as my mother got home, our mother got home, I should say, she panicked and took Shimrit to the hairdresser right away. And Shimrit spent the next few months with very cute, very short hair. And she never let me come near her with hair scissors again. And thus my career as a hairstylist came to an end. But she forgave me, and I don't think it impacted our relationship too much over the years. So we know the years passed, and for the next few years after that, my main role in Shimrit's life was walking her on a meet back and forth from school to keep safe. And but I was pretty successful in that. The other main one piece, and I'd like to take at least some of the credit for that accomplishment. So, that big sister protective role thing, that kept going some minor alterations, more or less through when I left for college. And then I'd see her in college breaks and sort of see that she was growing up, but that didn't really hit home until she left for college. My baby sister going off to college. Wait a minute, what was this? She was supposed to stay 11 years old forever. So then it hit me, she's kind of grown up. She's become a wonderful, warm woman, not a child. Somebody who was becoming a friend and a peer, not just somebody in my car. So our relationship gradually changed and we got a lot closer. And Shimrit also ended up becoming my premier fashion consultant. So I have to say, to give credit where credit is due, the lots of my cuter outfits and jackets and bags and wallet and what have you were either gifts of Shimrit's or bought with. So I think it's time to switch gears and talk about Daniel for a bit. So Shimrit introduced him to us shortly after they started dating, and I was really impressed by you right away. Even though you don't think it. My impression has been pretty much reinforced. He's always a gentleman, holding doors and washing dishes whenever he comes over for dinner. And he can always be counted on for all the things I need another for, to fix things and help with electronic gadgets of various sorts, like my stereo. Always dependable. So I really consider Daniel a brother long before he officially asked Shimrit to marry him. And in fact, I've confused my friends in Philadelphia considerably because I've been referring to him as my brother-in-law for more or less this entire year. And I said, wait a minute, I thought your sister hasn't gotten married yet. So then I have to set the record straight. I do only have one sister. Sorry, two sisters. So yeah. Anyway, here's to my wonderful, warm, brilliant, beautiful sister and to the wonderful man she chose as her husband. May you have many happy years together. Who's that for?
Dan to have all of their family members and friends to participate in the festivities. So for those of you who I don't know, my name is Allison, and I've been best friends with Shimrit since we started at Tufts 7 years ago. And Shimrit started dating Dan over our sophomore year of college, so about 5.5 years ago. So I've known him for a bit of time also. And Shimrit and Dan, in my opinion, are a perfect match. For example, Shimrit hates the task of washing and drying clothes, while Dan hates folding. So Dan does all the laundry, and Shimrit does all the folding. Things I realized together. Awesome.
All right. I don't like competing with dinner at all, actually. So I'd rather be sitting down and eating. But forced to do it anyway. Good evening, everybody. I got a lot of advice from my wife, as you too will get, Chewy, one day. Speak loudly and enunciate. So I'm going to speak loudly and enunciate. 11 days ago, and if I'm too loud, just raise your hand and I'll talk louder. 11 days ago, I was speaking with Daniel on the phone, and he was filling me in on the various wedding details. Probably out of fear that I had not yet started my toast, or fear of what I may actually say given my lack of inner voice. She casually slipped in the question, "So, Doc, how's your wedding toast coming along?" Despite my assurance that the toast was coming along very well, if I say so myself, and that it would be appropriate, which is also not always easy for me. I received an email from Daniel the very next day. The email was entitled, "The Articulation Crisis." No joke. Actually, other people were copied on this email, so this is true. One may ask, what exactly is the articulation crisis? Well, the abridged definition is often audiences just aren't sure what you're trying to say, i.e., lousy communication to your key audiences. Should we try and send me a message, or just coincidental timing? And now together, new challenges as a couple. The entire family knew Shimrit was a keeper, not only because she was able to survive family dinners of 20-plus members firing questions at her, but she could sit around the card table with us and be just as competitive as anybody else in Shanghai. Shimrit, every family has their idiosyncrasies. You not only embraced ours, but you treated us like your own. Fast forward 4 years to March 2007. I received another phone call from Chewy with excitement in his voice. I figured, March must be the Red Sox, spring training, trade, something. Instead, in a quiet confidence, you explained you were going to PROPOSE, propose for those of you who had a name country passport. And you wanted some pointers. Again, you didn't need me. You had the right woman, you had the right idea. That wasn't written there, but... Months later, with a ring in your backpack, and the plan in place, over a quiet game of Scrabble in the park, which was one of your favorite pastimes as a couple, you proposed with a question the most perfect way, and the rest, as they say, is history. The reality is, again, you really didn't need any help from me. I couldn't have handpicked a better partner for you, Chewy. You and Shimrit will have a wonderful life together. You're both exceptional as individuals and complement each other in all the right ways. And now I ask everyone to rise. Rise. Daniel and Shimrit, as in the game of Scrabble, you built upon each other's words that will complete the greatest story you've ever written. My toast for you and Shimrit is a lifetime of happily ever after in 50-point words.
Obviously a very special occasion for us, but it wouldn't be the same without each and every one of you. It makes all the difference in the world, and we thank you for that. I also wanted to say to Daniel's family, thank you. Although it's finally official today, for 5 years now, I've felt like a part of the family. There's no better gift in the world than that you gave when you gave it to me with open arms and open hearts. So thank you for that. And to my Ima and Abba, to the rest of my family, this day could not have happened without all of you. Your hard work and patience, I thank you for it. And for bringing me up, both my parents and my siblings, so that I can be here to reach this point.